What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter, and today is a case that I'm going to touch on that's a little bit different because this case has already been settled. The killers has been caught. A lot of people done already grieved. A lot of people done been through it already with this case, but I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen a lot of people really break this case down point by point to give a lot of the people who involved in the drill culture a chance to really understand this. You know, I understand that sometimes these deaths really should just be left alone. And I do get that. But at the same token, this is a culture and a lot of these young people has been enshrined in this shit. And a lot of people who just getting on the drill culture want to know about these things, you know. With the fortune comes the fame, you know. So unfortunately, a lot of these young people look at these drill rappers as legends. And I know you might not understand that because you see a lot of violence and a lot of dark shit come out of the music. But to be honest with you, this is what a lot of these young people see. So today we're going to take LACapone to the board. I'm going to kind of break down what happened to him, kind of give you some background, kind of explain to you what happened, kind of explain to you my conclusion, even though this case has been solved already. It is one little thing, though, that I have a question mark on. And I think everybody has this same question mark if you ask me. So we're going to take LACapone to the board and kind of break it down. So LACapone. Now, this one was like kind of easy with the background because we watched his raps. He has a lot of videos on the internet. We seen this movement and all kind of shit on the internet. So we kind of had some background that we realized he was from 600. That was a BD set. We know that. He was also affiliated with OTF. He was real close with Dirk because he ran under the OTF moniker 2 and 600, just like Rondo number 9 did. So I know that he was affiliated with different sets. Now, I'm not going to lie. Back in the day, that might have been cool. Nowadays, that's not really cool, you know. This more like the era of the snake, you know. This more like the era of the slither. So you got to be careful out here, you know. It ain't really, bro, that's my bro. It ain't really that anymore. But I think this was cool back then, you know. But I noticed that he was affiliated, you know, with that shit. That was one of the first things that I noticed. I also noticed that he was a rapper, okay? Now, I'm not going to lie. I done talked to a lot of 600 members in interviews. I done talked to people on the street who told me that even though he was light-skinned and y'all think light-skinned mean soft or something, I was told this guy was a real tough guy, like a real enforcer. So he had a reputation as being an enforcer, okay? He had a real street rap, okay? I listened to his rap songs. His songs were different because he really could rap. You know what I'm saying? His flow was dope. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Dirk music is influenced by a lot of LACapone music back then. Now I think Von kind of gave him that influence now, you know, because he sounds just like King Von on that Back in Blood song. Go listen to that shit. He sounds just like King Von. He taking his swag on that song. But I think LACapone was real talented. He rapped about doing shit to people, shooting at the ops, fucking with the ops and all kind of shit. And this the part that's crazy. His friends even rap songs and said shit how LA was doing shit to the ops in they songs, you know? And I'm like, damn, he must really been legit. So I think he was like a real elite member, you know? And what I mean by elite member is I don't want to put no rumors out because rap is just rapping. Sometimes shit just be made up to make words rhyme. But I was told Buddy Ass was playing with D right here in the street. That's what I was told. Now, it could be a rumor. I don't want to, you know, put anything on anybody because perception can turn into reality on the internet. So you got to be careful with what you believe. But I noticed this here. I noticed another thing was that he was shot before. Okay, he was shot before. He had real street friends. He was repping this gang in his raps. He was dissing the ops in his songs. He was dissing ops, which led me to believe that he was a gang member. You know, now whether you wanted to believe it or not, he was a gang member from everything I see on this board. Okay, now this is the thing that confuses me. The police is claiming, okay? I had to put some of this down and jot this down because it's things that confuse me, okay? The police is claiming, I believe, on September 26th, okay? They are saying that on September 26th, on the 70th block Stony Island. LACapone just got done rapping, laying some hard-ass music down at the studio, somebody's studio he go to over there. He went to that studio, dropped some music. You know what I'm saying? He get ready to shoot a video soon, so he got to have that material, that content. He in the studio. He just get done out the studio. He made a few songs. He just get done around 6:30 p.m., according to the police reports. Now, I listened to the police reports. I read newspaper articles, newspaper clippings, interviews. Hell, his family been doing interviews. I done interviewed a lot of people. I have sources. I feel like I got a small portion on this one, you know. But according to the police reports, he left the studio around 6:30. He was walking through an alley to go home. I guess he was walking through an alley. He's walking through an alley. Next thing you know, he was ambushed. Okay? Next thing you know, this guy is walking through an alley. He's going home. He's walking through an alley. Next thing you know, he's ambushed. They get to blinking, shooting. This man is ambushed. A motherfucker get a chance to walk up on him. He get hit in the back and thigh. Eventually, he ended up losing his life. He was killed. Okay? Sad situation. He ended up losing his life. He was killed. Now, this is the problem that I have, okay? This is one of the problems that I have with this case. This shit concerned me when I seen this shit. An ambush. You don't even know it. You know, you just walking. An ambush happened, you know? Some guys fucking ambush, catch you slipping, and it fucking go down, right? Somehow the police get wind of this shit. They get wind. Eventually, names come up, okay? Miko, Michael, Saki. Okay? These names eventually comes up, okay? I guess this guy here is Lil Mick. One of these guys is Rocco. I'm not sure exactly. I don't want to make up anything, but I know you guys know who's Rockhead. I think Rockhead is this guy, but I could be wrong, so I'm going to take the error off. If I'm right, let me know in the comment section, okay? Eventually, these people tell. Eventually, this guy tells the police what happens. Then this guy tells the police what happens. And, you know, it kind of falls on him. All right? He eventually tells the police what happened. Okay? Because they ain't got time. They get scared, whatever the pressure's on them, they tell. These two people, I believe, is like 21. They in their early 20s. So I could be wrong. I'm going to just say early 20s. Miko, I believe, is 28. Okay? You hear me? Could be wrong, but I believe he's 28 years old. They all get charged with the murder. Okay? They all tell on each other. Things get real crazy. Okay? These two here eventually tell the police how they heard that LACapone was at the studio. They heard LACapone was at the studio. These people here, they heard LACapone was at the studio. Okay? They get the call. They eventually go get a gun. They get a gun. They get a couple cars. It's going to be 2 cars. They tell the police how it's going to be a couple cars. The shooter's going to get in the first car, and then Miko's going to drive, I believe, the car to help them get away. You know how it is when you do a drill sometimes. You have a car in the middle, and then a car in the front, and a car in the back. The car in the middle is going to do the drill, and the car in the front and the back is going to cover you so the police can't get behind you. Sometimes you can use 2 cars where the driller will be in the front and you follow the car. So the police always be behind you. So they kind of explain this shit to the police. They explain how that car shit is going to go with the drill. Okay? Miko eventually works out a deal with the police and tells his side of the story on exactly what happened. Because Miko says he's not the gunman. Miko says he's not the gunman. He watched the gunman get out the car and kill LACapone. That's what he said, okay? You hear me? That's what what he said, okay? All right? it's still confusing as who's the gunman, okay? But Miko eventually gets 45 years. Miko, he gets 45 years, okay? I want you guys to follow me. Miko gets 45 years, okay? Michael gets 24 years, I believe. Michael gets 24 years for his role in this shit right here, okay? Saki gets 60 years, okay? So in my opinion, I believe Saki is the shooter, okay? Lil Mick. They eventually get convicted. They have to go out there to, I believe, Menards for a while. I guess that's like a hole in prison or whatever the fuck they're in Menards. That was actually where LACapone friends Rondo number 9 and C-Day was at. So I'm pretty sure they bumped heads with C-Day and Rondo number 9 in there. I'm not sure if they was friendly because a lot of that shit be left out on the street and it's just one love. And sometimes that shit'll follow you in there. So, you know, these guys eventually get this time. Over 120, 30 some years for all these people in this case. But this is how this go. You know, this guy here, LACapone, had no idea that people had to drop on him. He's in the studio making money by dropping these songs. Because he know these songs are going to go hard on YouTube. That's his money. That's his career. He's doing that. He has no idea why he's inside of the studio rapping. I'm coming around in that block. I'm shooting down with these Glock. While he rapping this shit, he has no idea when he leave out the studio, it's people sitting on him. They sitting on him. They sitting in a car. They staring at the door like this. Hey, bro, leave out. Okay, no, that ain't him. Hey, bro, the door open up, take it. Oh, no, that ain't him. That's some lady leaving out. They finally seen them leave out. This the thing that concerns me, though. Okay? How did they know he was in the studio? Okay? That concerns me. How did they know he was in the studio? Okay, somebody probably seen them go up in the studio then, bro. You can't really say they backdoored them. Somebody probably seen them walk up in the studio door and got to drop on him. Cool. Then how was you able to ambush him in the alley? What the fuck? Did you know he was going to walk down the alley? Or maybe you just take the alley because that's the way the door go and you got to go through the door. It's a possibility, but these are questions that concern me, though. You know, they kind of had me kind of feel that this shit had, I'm not gonna lie, it was something about this that kind of had the backdoor vibes to me. I'm not sure exactly who that owner of that studio is, who was in that studio, who's the engineer, whatever, but I would have been asking his ass some questions. Now, I don't want everybody to get the tweak and saying that man had anything to do with this shit, because I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's just a little ironic to me, in my opinion. But subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie Truth Teller.